Welcome to Eye on You. In his important speech on July 1st this year, President Xi Jinping said, Hong Kong will prosper only when its young people thrive. Hong Kong will develop only when its young people achieve well-rounded development. And Hong Kong will have a bright future only when its young people have a good career prospects. Young people's education and progress influence the future development of Hong Kong. So Hong Kong should also offer a variety of spaces and numerous chances for youth empowerment. A strong talent pool and community outreach are crucial in the middle of the unstable worldwide scenario. After being elected to the 14th Hong Kong Deputy Student NPC, the chairman of the Council of Ningnan University, Mr. Andrew Yao, has been elected for 3 consecutive terms. Mr. Yao is a man of the people, and he still has a soft spot in his heart for youth work and sees himself as a bridge between the motherland and the people of Hong Kong. As chairman of the Council of Ningnan University, council member of Fudan University, and founding president of the Hong Kong-Shanghai Youth Association, Mr. Yao founded a series of exchange programs for Hong Kong youth in the motherland, one of which organizes internships for Hong Kong youth in re-owned companies in Shanghai. Since the inception in 2007, the program has grown from 30-odd students to nearly 30 schools with about 400 students participating each year. A total of almost 5,000 students participating in the program in 15 years. Mr. Yao has been made an amazing contribution to the development of the young generation of reaching out to youth groups and assisting them in their development. Let's welcome Mr. Yao to share his experience with us. Hi, Andrew.
Hi, Eunice.
Welcome to my show today.
Thank you very much.
Yes, so Andrew is a very good entrepreneur. So I would like to know more about your work and your life as a whole. So as an entrepreneur who has been involved in lots of youth work, so how do you see Hong Kong's education? What are the shortcomings you can see or you have opinion on?
Okay. Well, actually, I think Hong Kong has an excellent education system, including the investment we have made in the university. Again, we have the top university of the world. If there is any shortcoming, I would say that we need more focus on national education. Mm-hmm. When I was young, I was growing up at the colonial Hong Kong. We don't even talk about modern China history. It's not until a few years ago, it is required course for our high school students to study national education. And you mentioned just now that with the passing of the national security law, our university, Lingnan, make it our first year student requirement to study and pass the national education. I think that is one of the things that we have to improve. Another thing probably we need to improve in, our students are very narrowly focused in terms of what they want to do. They want to be accountant, they want to be lawyer, they want to be in finance. I think there should be more focus on science and technology, what we call STEM. And I think the recent government is doing a lot to promote STEM education, or when they put art in that, becomes STEAM education.
So we talk back about the national security or the national training for students. So as a council chairman of Ningnan University, so how do you see the changes between after the enactment of the national security law in universities training, and what do you see the changes between the time before and after the NSL has been passed?
I think since 2019, when we have the enactment, we see a very, very good focus now. Our students will focus back to, again, study, exam, extracurricular activities, and also the most important is really what we call the career development. Right. What did they want to do when they graduated? So we've been focusing and helping our students in developing different kind of career path for them, not only in finance, but also in various different sectors. If I may talk a little bit, Lingnan University is very famous for its liberal arts education. Liberal art education, which I think is wonderful. What we're trying to do right now is we call a digital liberal arts. Liberal art is about art and science, but what we feel that big data is very important. For example, studying of translation, we're going to use artificial intelligence in there.
Oh.
In the study of
using
foreign
AI?
art, using AI, absolutely. Now think about translation. It's deep learning of machinery in terms of languages. So So that's why we use AI. In performing arts and in fine arts, we're using technology in there. So we're equipping our students for the modern day work. Let's say M+ or National Museum or the Palace Museum. They want to have some students that understand both technology and art, using artificial intelligence in curating storytelling of what is behind the art.
I think that one is very important because we are working in courtrooms usually, and there is no translation, there is no verbatim record for all the court cases. So it's very slow in Hong Kong's technology, especially for the government to use, for the courts to use. So I think this is a very good start for Hong Kong students to know more about technology, how the technology can help the daily life.
And again, I think art and technology goes hand in hand. And that's modern day requirement for the student. Let's say another university called, let's say Dartmouth. Dartmouth University have a Bachelor of Art in Engineering.
Oh.
Why art in engineering?
How do you mix it together?
Because they said that engineers are very good in solving problems. Yeah. But liberal art students are very good in identifying the problems and then help to implement after the solution is being identified. So in any technology company, we'll have engineer and liberal arts student. And that's what we're trying to do with Lingnan University or Hong Kong University in general, is to give them art, science, engineering, but also a what we call a all-rounded personality so that we can fit the modern day career.
Yeah. So according to what you have said, so technology is the keywords for all the subjects, for all disciplines, including liberal arts,
right.
Engineers, like for us, for lawyers, yes. Right. So technology, do we have enough tech talents in Hong Kong? And we know that the numbers of people, some of the talents that have been leaving Hong Kong for a while. So how do you see the policy address the attracting talents? Is it enough, or how do you compare to Singapore or other places?
I think Hong Kong is going through a fundamental changes in mentality. Hong Kong needs another industry, what we call value-added industry, to raise our average salary. Used to be finance. Finance right now probably employ 300,000 very high net worth individuals. But we need another sector. And I strongly believe in technology. And Hong Kong has been focusing in intelligent city, biotech, fintech. All these will give Hong Kong students another raise in terms of productivity and hence salary. Now, going back to your question, we need to draw, first of all, technology company to come in and set up shops. And with their setting up, they will need talent. And as a university, we will hopefully produce the talent for the technology company to employ. But honestly, Eunice, we don't have enough people.
Yeah. So talking about the Greater Bay Area, right? We have been talking about Greater Bay Areas. How do we keep the talents in a Greater Bay Area pool, right? The talent pool in the Greater Bay Area. So how does the Hong Kong students can move into or work together with the Greater Bay Area or the students in the Greater Bay Areas? Do they have some of the cooperations for the talents to work together and to have a bigger market, or to explore a bigger opportunity for them? Right.
Okay. I think you raised two very important questions. One is the Greater Bay Area, and number two, how does the student go into the tech sector, right? I think Greater Bay is an excellent idea. We call 1 hour living zone, right? Because Hong Kong is an expensive place. Yeah. But right now, infrastructure is set up that you can live in Zhongshan or Zhuhai and then commute to Hong Kong. That's very, very possible. Also at the same time, modern day competition, cluster of city versus cluster of city. So we have the Greater Bay Area, we have the what we call the Changang Delta, 3 provinces in 1 city. We have the San Francisco Bay Area or the Tokyo Bay Area. So how do those cities work together? And it's important for Hong Kong to be working together. That's one thing. Second thing is how do we attract more talent? We mentioned just now that there's not enough of technology talent right now produced by the university in Hong Kong. You mentioned briefly that the policy address came up with the top talent pass scheme to attract talent from the top 100 university to come to Hong Kong. I am extremely happy and enthusiastic about that program. I believe we can attract at least 30 to 35,000 students, and a lot of them probably will be technology background to come to work in Hong Kong.
Yeah. So as I've been knowing Andrew for a long time, and I know that he has been working in Hong Kong, in Shenzhen, many parts of the mainland China, and also different parts of the world. So how do you have the life and life-work balance for yourself? Because we know that he is, you're working on the construction materials as well, and he is also the CPPCC members in Shanghai for many years, and also deputy of the NPC. And congratulations on the newly elected NPC deputy. So you are very busy for your life. So how do you give time to your family and for yourself?
For me, I have 4 focuses. Work, community work, family, and what I call self. So I actually have meeting with myself every night for 5 minutes to go through what are the priorities. I think my experience is sometimes less is more. I will make sure that I know what is the most important thing and do those first. And sometimes that will be a balance. To me, again, family comes first. I have 2 sons and 1 daughter. They're all grown up right now, so I treasure all the time I can spend with them. Number 2, I want to make sure that I have a healthy mind and body so that I can work hard. Then the rest is the balance between what I call work and community service.
So how do you see the future of Hong Kong in after the COVID, and for the business in Hong Kong? What do you see the futures? How do you feel about the future together with the mainland?
I am very optimistic about Hong Kong because I'm very optimistic about mainland China after the 20th Communist Party meeting. In there, you probably have read through the chapter number 4 to 12. It lists out our government investment in the future for the next 20 years. Again, technology, education, military, and also we call international relationship. So I see a very certainty that there will be economic growth for the next 15 to 20 years. And I see that by the end of 2030, our total GDP will be bigger than that of the United States. And I can see that by 2049, 2050, hopefully we're still around, our per capita GDP will be 2 or 3 times that of the United States. So that is something I think is very exciting. And I always talk to my younger friends or my children. I wish I'm as old as they are, so that we can live through the next 20 to 30 years.
So you have been elected 3 times, 3 consecutive terms for the NPC deputy. So what were your focus before, and what will be your focus for the coming term?
I think as the NPC member, we have to understand, number 1, the needs and the priorities of our electoral voters. Now we have 1,423 electoral voters, but they represent 40 different sectors, and behind them are probably 1 million or more people that are voting for that electoral voters. There's so many sectors, from legal background to higher education. Now, I just want to give two very good examples. This chance, I have a good chance to talk to the agricultural sector. What they're talking about is, number 1 is the food safety, and also the technology investment in how you grow vegetable, rice, or how do you expand the productivity of a fish farm. I think those are very important things. We have 20,000 fishermen. How do you make sure that their average salary is increasing also? Again, technology investment is a very, very important thing. Giving them an aqua environment with the right temperature that the fish and the fishermen can prosper. Another sector that I look at also would be very interesting is I talked to the Buddhism and Christian sector.
Religion sector.
What they are concerned most is really the mental state of our younger children. Their concern is the increasing anxiety of those students. So that is something that I think we got to be focusing and put some resources behind it.
So can you share some experience on the election, the election that just ended?
I think it's a fascinating 3 weeks. I reach out to our 1,400 members through email, physical mails, but I think more important is actually putting on the phone and call them.
Yeah.
I make 900 calls to all the electric voters and listen to them exactly what their feelings, their priorities. At the end of the day, I think one thing is the common theme is quite good, is we all want future economic development of Hong Kong. I think that is very certain. We are blessed to have the votes. I think this is a very good platform for me and for the whole 36 NPC to serve the country.
So thank you for your time today, Andrew.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Thank you.